Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And you know what? We can make this one an informative video also. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling up my crafting a little bit. And let's talk about Vegan Gains. Alright, Vegan Gains. I made a video a while back. He hurt his chest. He had a minor pec tear that was self-inflicted. And I did make a video, and I know he saw it because he does watch my videos. If you know that, we interact. I gave some very frank advice. And you know what? He listened. It looks like he listened. He definitely listened, and he is taking that advice. And that's something I will give Richard credit for. He's actually a smart guy. He's actually a smart guy. We see a lot of people in this industry whose ego is so big that they can't take advice when they get hurt. I mean, Elaine Norton's a perfect example. How many times is this guy going to get majorly injured, and even extremely skilled coaches tell him, this is what's causing your injury, you need to change this. And I'm talking some serious lifters, guys who are on the top 20 lists and things like that in the world in powerlifting. In their class, I've told that guy, look, you need to listen. This is why you're hurting yourself. And he refuses to listen because he's too arrogant. Now, we take someone like Richard here, who actually is an intelligent person. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of people are like, I thought you hate Vegan Gains because you're not big on the veganism thing. Look, I don't hate Richard. I actually don't. The reality is, I do have a certain amount of respect for him and what he does. And the reason, he's actually an intelligent person. He is a reasonable person. And although we might disagree on the ethics of certain things with animal treatment, we might disagree on veganism, he is at least logically consistent. Alright? I can respect the fact that he is logically consistent in his arguments. We just come from different premise and we have different conclusions. He's actually a reasonable person. He really is. Because of the fact that he's logically consistent, he is willing to think things through. He is willing to listen to outside advice on things. He's actually a pretty smart guy. He's a pretty reasonable guy, and I have to respect that. I can't look at someone like that and say, well, just because we disagree, I can't respect you. It doesn't work that way. He's a smart guy who's willing to train hard. He is willing to listen. He is willing to grow as a person. I have to give that a certain amount of respect, and I do. We might have had our beefs here and there, but truth be told, it looks like he's sticking out. He's in the YouTube fitness game for the long term. And the interesting thing is that one of the things I do have in common with him is that we are dissonant voices in certain ways. We might be in slightly different camps, but we are dissonant voices in this industry. And again, we're both reasonable, rational, scientifically based dissonant voices against all the nonsense and the BS and everything else in this community. So because of that, I think there is that certain mutual respect. There is that certain mutual respect. Now, as far as him listening, yeah, he's taken, actually everything I said, it looks like he's taken it under advisement. He's gone back to getting tighter. You guys noticed when he went to set up his bench in his video the other day, he got tight under the bench. None of this foot dancing. He was dug in. He put his heels into the floor, feet into the floor, dug in, and he's pausing on his chest. Because the simple reality, he got hurt because he was doing bouncing. He was touch and go, bouncing, being loose, being floppy, losing strength mobility in his chest. Alright? Lack of strength mobility in his chest because he didn't train his chest at the bottom. And he's basically benching too much weight. More weight than he can handle, and he probably started a minor pull in the muscle that was exacerbated when he went to the dips. He just didn't feel it till he started getting to the dips and it got worse. But the simple fact is that he was benching 265 touch and go style when he can't do it for a single. He's just not a 265 bencher yet. And the key word there is yet. Look at someone like Strap-On Destiny. I've said the same thing. Remember, Strap-On Destiny benched the same way, 315 for a triple, bouncing it off his chest, ass off the bench, and I said he can't bench 315. He's not capable of it. And what have we seen? The only time he's ever pushed anything from a dead stop on his chest was those pin presses, and he struggled with 295. That was pretty much his max. Okay, it's the same thing here. Bouncing, looseness, letting your ass leave the bench, things like that is unacceptable in the bench press. And in Richard's case, he was hitting like 265 for a triple, I believe. doing it that way, and the truth is he's probably a 250 bencher. Probably a 250 bencher. If he were to use proper technique, do it correct, pause on the chest and everything, and that's the reality. You know what? He's probably a 250 bencher then. He's probably back to that because it looks like he's recovered. He's doing it. It looked like on the bar, I didn't see the size, 225 for triples paused. You know, he's good for 250. And if he continues to train injury-free, he'll hit his 265. He'll hit it clean. He'll probably get to 275. Upward and onward. Upward and onward. And that's the thing when it comes to injuries. That first injury that we get in the gym can be a wake-up call. All right, that can be a wake-up call to step back and say, okay, it's time to check my ego at the door. It's at that point we either decide I'm going to learn from this experience and I'm going to do better, or I'm going to decide that I'm doing everything perfect and it was just a one-off because I know what I'm doing. And that's kind of a deciding point for a lot of us. And for a lot of people, and it was for me, it looks like it was for him, that first injury is humbling. That first injury tells you, hey, I might be young, but I'm not invincible. I'm not indestructible. I really need to pay attention to things. I need to pay attention to my strength mobility. I need to pay attention to my technique. I need to pay attention to my connective tissue. I need to take deloads more often when necessary. Okay, all of these things, they will humble you. And I've been through that. I've been hurt training, and it was a very, very humbling experience. But that's the thing. If it is, and you allow it to step back and reel your ego in, it can be a valuable tool. It can be a learning experience, and you can move forward, and you can improve and grow and do better. And that's what I like to see. So this is not going to be one of those call-out videos, as you guys can tell, right? I call a lot of people out. In this case, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to give you props. You messed up. You trained incorrectly. You got a minor injury, which you were able to recover from, and use that as a learning experience to improve yourself. That's doing it right. That's doing it right. I have to applaud that. I have to respect that. I think any reasonable person would. And I'm actually glad that he took the different things I said under advisement. Working on the pause bench. Working on that strength and mobility at the bottom. Because that's important. That's how you prevent pec tears. One of the biggest keys. And now hopefully he can continue to get better at his bench press and actually reach his goals and hit a legitimate bench press, none of this sloppy bouncing stuff. You know what, I hope that he's able to keep moving forward and use this to reach his own goals and do it properly and do it injury-free. You know, because that's what I want for everyone out there. Everyone out there. I don't care whether you're another YouTube channel. I don't care whether you're someone who watches my channel. I want to see people reach their goals safely, intelligently, without hurting themselves. That's what I want to see. And I'm glad that it looks like he's used this as a learning experience. And I would expect that from a smart guy like him. I would actually expect that. So I'm actually not surprised. Not surprised at all, because he's a reasonable person. He's well read, he's educated, he's smart. It doesn't surprise me at all that he took it all in stride, took it under advisement, and is approaching it the intelligent way. So more power to you, Richard. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.